name. I don't know nothing you do. So at the end of the day, you're not nobody for me to get nothing off of. So he goes on his page and he puts this clip up, right? This, if you go in the clip, you'll see it right there. My son watched the corny word. And he said, this is what he said. So we clear. This is what the topic said. My son watched the corny word. I'm a real nigga when I'm serious or bullshit. Watch your mouth. In this jungle in the West, I'm a monster when I want to be. And can't nobody stop it. Watch your mouth. So this is a threat. This is not we cool, you my man. This is a threat. Now you've been baiting me into this shit. Oh, for this is three real posts, and this is a bunch of other little indirect shit that you've been trying to do. So now you think you dealing with somebody else, bro. You think I'm somebody else. I don't know who confused you because Game and them niggas know how I give it up. Everyone, these is my niggas, not trying to say they soft, but them niggas know that when you put me in a situation where I'm willing to go and I'm not even on that time. So they know that. So I'm confused at where you getting information to think that you could play with me like this. So cool. Once again, I'm on my Instagram live. I said, listen, bro, once again, I'm on the West Coast. All you got to do is tell me where to meet you. Like I don't want to do the back and forth and the fake gangster shit. Like we could just meet up like men. Like I'm in LA. Just tell me where to pull up. If it's an issue, you got my number. You could text. You could DM. If there's an issue, bro, just tell me where to meet you at. Crickets. Crickets. There's no conversation. Boom. Crickets. Now, fast forward. The 6ix9ine shit happened. So now I'm completely confused. You just talked about me and Vlad. You just called me a fake activist. I literally watch 6ix9ine and them call you the industry blood, tell you to suck their dick, tell you they can go wherever you want. You was on your Instagram saying, oh, we wasn't tripping about the nigga now, but send him over here. Now we tripping. He ain't gonna be able to go nowhere. I was literally watching you do that. You was beefing with me. You was laughing at Meek saying, oh, the rat is up one. Oh, the rat is this. You've been calling him a rat all the time. Oh, you let the rat do this and this because you want to beef with me. Me and you got into a disagreement with that. How are you going to try to give a rat any type of credibility against anybody? Why would you utilize your voice as opposed to be a solid nigga? Fuck street. You supposed to be solid. How you utilize your voice as somebody that's solid to go to give a rat, a snitch, any type of credibility? So we had a dialogue of that. This is before all of that shit. So now I look and I see that you interviewing 6ix9ine. Now 6ix9ine, let me get this straight. 6ix9ine asked me to interview him over a year ago. After I interviewed Akon, 3 or 4 people DM me and text me like, "Yo, you know, 6ix9ine want to know if you want to interview him." And I'm like, I would never interview 6ix9ine for what? What? I don't need to know. I know what he did. He a snitch. What I need him to tell me why and how he snitched. I know what happens. The police come. They say if you don't do this, you get somebody. I don't. It's nothing for me to interview him about. That's common knowledge. Gilly turned down the interview. A bunch of niggas I know turned down the interview and said, "There's no way we doing the interview." Wack 100 decides he gonna interview 6ix9ine. Now I'm confused. So now I'm driving and DJ Self is talking about it. I'm in my car. DJ Self is like, yo, Wack 100 is doing an interview with 6ix9ine. What do you think about it? Do you think it makes sense? Now, me and DJ Self had conversations about 6ix9ine a bunch of times. I walked in this, to just how real I am because I don't condone cowards being able to flourish around me. I've walked into clubs and respectively walked over to DJ Self and said, bro, could you please not play that in here? Just out of respect for official niggas who did their time, who moved forward, who elevated and evolved. They had integrity. Whatever they did, they stood up as a man. We shouldn't have to walk in the club and hear a nigga who ain't nowhere near that. Out of respect, and he respectively. So me and him have had these conversations. So I tell Self is on the radio. Like, call me up. I hit him immediately. I'm like, yo, I don't understand Wack. Wack say he represent this, he the blood, he a solid dude. He done called this man a rat. They done told him to suck his dick. They done called him industry blood. He done had beef with the dude, all type of shit. Now you want to interview him and give him a platform? Right now he's a civilian. I'm so confused. Like, I'm like, But this is what you said. I'm not holding you to my standards. I ain't even jumping in. Now you done already opened the door. You done called me out about shit that had nothing to do with you 2 or 3 times. You done said a bunch of shit. So now you all the way left, Wack. So I want you to explain to me how this makes sense. Right? So I'm like, how does this make sense? So he goes, he puts up a video. He calls DJ Self. He get an interview in line with DJ Self. DJ Self calls me like, yo, I'm interviewing Wack. You know, I'm gonna give him a chance to say. But I said, let him say what he got to say, bro. So he says a bunch of bullshit, whatever, trying to discredit me. I'm the fake Martin Luther King. I'm charging kids to go to school. Let this be understand. I am a licensed vendor in schools. I have a license to teach. I have a curriculum. I have a children's book. I am a fucking teacher. Like I teach elementary school principals and teachers how to relate to young black and brown boys. I have studied that. I have a curriculum. I am licensed to do this. So when he run around telling you I charge somebody 25. No, I charge more than that to speak in schools like teachers do. So he's talking about some shit that he don't even know. So I just want that to be clear. So boom. After Self says he talks about that, he says a bunch of shit. He says some nigga tried to press me. He brought it up in the other day. Dude named Blue. I met Blue. Now Blue is a good dude. I don't know what his street affiliation was. We met each other. We were solid. We at an anti-violence conference for OGs and dudes who've been in the street that's trying to take guns and stop gun violence in the community. Ain't nobody on no gangster shit in there, bro. We ain't even talking. That man walked up to me and said, I fuck with you. Yo, I see the work you did, boom, boom. He said, yo, what's up with you and Wack? I said, man, Wack just do Wack, man. I don't even pay attention to Wack. That shit ain't about nothing to me. He said, yeah, you right. That's my bro, but you know, yeah, he do be doing a lot with that internet shit. I said, you know, that's why I don't even pay no attention. That shit ain't really about nothing. He goes and tells people that this man pressed me. And I said, I don't got no problem because if I would have had a problem, he would have did something to me. So now I'm confused. First of all, that dude ain't even on that time. That dude is moving. That dude sent me his number. He DM'd me. He took a video of the shit that I did out of respect. He wasn't on no sucker shit. It was not. It was two men who had he brought another man into some shit because he was too much of a coward to do anything. So he tried to bring that man in. So I literally called that man on the phone. I said, bro, this is what's going on. This bro saying this and that. I was on live, but I cut the live off because I didn't want to. I wasn't doing that shit. I cut the live off. Me and the dude had a conversation. He said, "Nah, that's not how it went." I told him that I spoke to you, and you said the shit wasn't about nothing, but it wasn't no pressing shit. I don't even know why he would come and tell you some shit like that. I said, "Bro, I'm just letting you know it is because the communication that me and you had was respectful, and I appreciated that. We was. He said, "Nah, man, I want to work with you. I see the work you do, and that's the work I'm trying to do. We done did all the rest of that dumb shit. We trying to move forward. Now this man trying to pull a nigga back into some bullshit that's trying to move forward, that's out of the shit. Whatever he done in the street, whoever he was in the street, nigga ain't even on that time right now, bro. And that man try to bring that man into a disagreement with me and him for no reason. We fast forward past that. After he do all that shit, I don't say nothing. We don't going back and forth. We said it in my mind. When we see each other, we have a conversation. You done said what you said. I done said, you know, I'm not gonna argue back and forth with the internet. There's nothing for us to argue. He do another interview. Now the interview is, oh, Mysonne is my brother. You know, we be debating back and forth. I don't wish no harm on him. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody that's with me to do nothing to him. Nobody. I'm like, whatever. That shit is corny. Whatever. But I get it. Well, cool. I don't want nobody to do nothing to you either. I would never send nobody at you because that shit ain't that serious. If me and you got an issue, we face to face. We see each other. So that's how I was playing it. When I see Wack, we're gonna have a conversation. If it ain't no understanding, if we don't get to a point where there's some respect given, then whatever we do, we do. We shake off, we go as a man, and we go our own way. That's how I took it. Left it alone. Because he said whatever between me and my son is between me and my son. That's how I left it. I'm in Clubhouse the other day. Brothers asking me questions. Yo, why you go at 6'9"? Why you go at this person? Why you go at that person? So I'm like, I'm giving them my answer. I'm like, well, the reason for me that I ever went at 6'9" because from the beginning of what 6'9" did, I used to always be like, yo, y'all need to keep academics away from 6'9" because he literally leading this young boy down a bad path, and he's recording it. He incentivizing the shit and recording it and posting it every day. And I'm like, how this shit make sense? He out here really beefing with niggas, and this nigga got the camera there, and he reporting everything. Well, 6ix9ine said this, and 6ix9ine was there, and the niggas on O Block did this, and they shot at this one, and then he got beef with this one. And I'm like, yo, how this shit make sense to somebody? And I was like, yo, y'all need to keep that little boy away from him, man. He leading that boy down a fucked up path. Boom. Fast forward, the man gets locked up. You would think he would change. You would think he would say, you know what? Damn, I ain't really built for this street shit. I realized that. I've been around these niggas. I'm not trying to do the 40 years that come with this Rico shit. I don't want to call no more shots. I don't want to be the gangster. No, you tell on a nigga, you do a year, and you come home with the same mentality. So I'm confused. How you got the same mentality that put you in there, you ain't changed, and you come back here talking more shit, telling niggas they man's the rest and piss, and you outside and you can do this. You done disrespected Nipsey Hussle, like all types of shit. And I'm like, yo, how is shit like this acceptable? Like how do we do shit like how do we allow a nigga like this to do shit like this? So I'm going to speak up against it because it's a disrespect to what I stand for as a man. So every time y'all give a nigga like that a platform, so when Wack gives him a platform to try to make it seem like he's a good kid that don't know no better, just so you can make some money, that's not real to me. That's not real to me because that's not who you said you was. If you was a regular businessman, if you was a nigga in the office, they supposed to give him a check. But you said you stand on certain principles, right? This is what you said. I didn't say that. Me and you had conversations. You know the rule. I know the rules. On Pyru, I know this. The rules is when a nigga don't have no integrity, you separate yourself from him. You don't make no bag with a nigga that ain't got no integrity. So I called that out because that's what you said. And you started calling me out about shit that didn't even make sense. You don't even know what I do with Black Lives Matter. You don't know what we did. Right after you said that shit about what happened with George Floyd, they got a conviction. And I was in the room when we got a conviction with his family. You don't know what the fuck we doing. You don't even know about my business. And we doing real shit that's trying to save our community, and you trying to discredit me. But you ain't doing shit, and you ain't even who you say you are, and you giving credence and relevancy to a fucking rap just so you can make some money, bro. So now you disaccording to what it is that I represent. So every time you do shit like that, I gotta point out that you do shit like that. So now you running around back and forth saying shit that I'm ignoring you.